All right. Humans are a collaborative species. If you look at an individual person, you can be acting out of... Motherfucker. Ah, shit. Ah, I just dropped my water. Hold on, give me a sec. Look at this shit. I'm trying to carry 20 different things and making a video. All right, so why is it that individually we can be tremendously selfish, and yet as a species it seems like we're all working together somehow? It's because there's systems in place right now. Like, again, we're not in a time where it's not caveman times. This is the modern era, whatever the fuck that means. We have digital everything, everything's gone online, and the world is pretty tame relatively to how it was. Like, look at this, I'm in Portland, look at this shit. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. I wanted to film on top of that bridge, but I started walking down here because there's a trash can here. And then so here we are. So individually, when you're working towards something, it actually helps to be selfish. It actually helps to think about your whatever suits your interests first. Because what happens is once you've satisfied those interests, then you can think in a more collaborative setting. And so some people, so that's where the question comes, right? Like, do you ever satisfy those cravings? Are those things that, should that even be a question, right? I think you should, because it's in our biology. We have this thing where, for whatever reason, we feel the need to either prove ourselves or do certain things a certain way. Why do we feel that need? Specifically because other people exist. How crazy is that? Hold on, I'm gonna grab a seat. Check out this view. Whoa. Anyway, amongst all that bullshit of wanting to be accepted, to be loved, to be recognized, all that stuff, one of the things that we want is to contribute to a larger part than us. So I think that's why people get lonely, because human beings are social creatures for a reason. The reason we have all this is because not one person could do it, but like 20, 30 different people working together could do it. So teams, if you look at any species, like wolves have teams too. And there's some really, really smart dogs. Like, if you ever see those shepherds that'll whistle, and then the dog will go one here, and the other dog will go here. Those dogs instinctively know what the fuck to do because they're actually in a team with the shepherd. Really cool stuff. So no matter what, a well-organized team is, Bill Gates has the best quote for this. He goes, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. So that's a crazy, crazy thing, eh? That Bill Gates of all people said this. And this is an introverted, like, computer person who just programmed from ages 10 to 20. That's how it got really good. Like, his mom had one of the few accesses to a computer back in the 1960s or 70s, I don't even know. So Bill Gates, after school, he'd go to the library, wherever, where there was one of the only few computers on the fucking planet, and he would program. And he did this, so by the time he was even in college, he was already at a masterful level of programming. So this guy really, really knew his shit. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Point is, when someone like that guy, who's so influential in the world, says something like that, then you gotta think to yourself, okay, why is it that a person of that stature and that much accomplishment is attributing teamwork to a lot of his success? Well, because human beings, going back to that collaboration thing, it's just more efficient to have a team. Now, this is where it gets really tricky, because at the end, just because you have a team doesn't mean you're gonna succeed. You need to be able to do every single part of what the team needs to do in order for you to have an efficient team. So for me, in order to like make movies in 5 years and shit, or I technically should be making movies right now, but in order to be doing that, I don't just need to have a team of people doing it. I need to know every part well enough to know who's good and who's not good, and then find people that are really, really good and are passionate about doing what they want to do. Steve Jobs in this one movie goes like, he's an orchestrator in an orchestra, and he finds the best people for each instrument, and that's how he makes the symphony go. So really, what he's doing is he's playing on what Bill Gates was saying about the teamwork, and he's specifying as well. What you want is people who are tremendously proficient at a certain instrument. So in my case, like, for better or worse, one of my better skills is editing. So that's the thing that I'm tremendously proficient at, which means long term I'm probably going to be the full-time editor, but when it comes to acting or scripts or punchlines or all that stuff, like cinematography, all that shit, I don't necessarily have to be top tier, but I can find the people, because I've been making like so many videos so far, 230. Hopefully I get to 1,000, hopefully I get to 2,000. But when you make so many videos, you start catching a good eye for what's artistic and what's unique and what's good. And so when you see what's good and you can recognize it, then you can hire, not necessarily hire, just have the people that are in the correct place to excel. And then once you have the right people in the right place, then you got to take care of the people. And so then it becomes a people management thing. So that's what HR, if bigger companies, that's why they have HR, because people management is a big part of having a successful culture. Anyway, that's what's in my head right now. Hope you learned something. Peace.